All right, y'all. Let's get back to it. So he said, have you been to Arlington? I was like, no. Like, for what, right? And he said, someone filed a report back in November and said that you came to Arlington and harassed them. At this point, my kids had already went through trauma when it comes to their dad getting arrested. And you can only imagine. And there was a lot of stuff going on. I don't even know if I'm going to talk about what happened with Kaylin in school because that's just a whole other story when I was finding out. But he was like, he's on the thing, and he pulled me over my light, and he was like, I don't want to have to take you in, but I feel like I'm going to have to because you got a warrant for harassing somebody. I said, well, can I see the report? This is the report in the system, right? Don't ask me how they got more information to figure out who actually filed the report, but they did, and they had it in court today. So he was like, yeah, there's no names, but they told me to bring you in. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to jail for harassing somebody, but yet in Williamson County, I've made multiple, cases about being harassed. And the files are there. And honestly, when you go to jail, they treat all prisoners like they're equal. There's nobody, oh, she's a content creator with 65,000 followers. Let me look a little bit deeper and see what the fuck she's talking about. It ain't like that, right? Everyone's treated equal and motherfuckers are rude as fuck. And so I get to jail, get booked in. Well, let me backtrack. My kids are crying in the car because I'm in handcuffs. And so I begged the dude. I was like, can you please, mind you, my baby's in the car, my twins. Aiden is like freaking the fuck out. Only ones that's not really crying is kind of Caitlin. She's just like freaking out and calling everybody. She's calling Chris. She's calling my mom. She's calling Philip. I said, sir, can you give me my phone? I said, their dad's house is literally down the street. Give me my phone, please, so I can call and have them come get my car and come get my children. And so I'm calling Philip, and I'm like shaking at this point because like my mind is going and I'm really thinking about them. Like, what the fuck? Like, who does some shit like this? That's really what's going on. I'm like, who can dislike a person so much to ruffle up some children's feathers too? To try to get to me, right? Who does stuff like that? Who likes to put kids under distress, right? Let me keep eating my food. Mind y'all, I'm hungry as fuck. I haven't ate. So I dropped my location and I'm like, I'll call him back. I dropped my location and I'm like, Philip, Hannah, y'all come now. And I'm begging the dude to call Chris next. And I called him, but I couldn't get through his job. He ended up calling back and I'm like, I'm in handcuffs, so I can't answer the phone. And he's talking to Philip outside. And I'm like, can you please come in the car and pick up the phone? He's calling. So he comes back in the car and he picks up the phone. And Philip's talking to Chris and he said, hey, I got Legend. I'm going to drop him off with her mom. Or we can meet and stuff like that. They correspond that situation. And I drive off seeing my kids over there, right? So we're talking in the car and I'm telling him, first of all, these handcuffs are hurting. The scratches are damn near gone now, but they were hurting me bad. It was a long process. I didn't eat nothing. They didn't have food in there. Like when I was in there the last night, it was cold as fuck. And I just felt so violated. My thing is, if I'm going to go to jail, I want to go to jail I want to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like the meaning behind me going to jail was just, it didn't make no sense. Like, I'm in jail, locked up, and I ain't even beat nobody ass. Like, I was flabbergasted. Like, why am I in jail? Not even hurt nobody, right? So I'm asking everybody and trying to talk to somebody, giving them. But me, I'm always giving a motherfucker a benefit of the doubt because I say, you know what? The first person that came to my mind was Olivia Johnson because she's in Arlington, Texas. But I gave her a benefit of the doubt. I said, no mother would do something like that to kids. But then I still kept in the back of my head, it could be this dumbass bitch, right? And so I said, man, I was telling them, I said, hey, I'm a content creator. I said they could use the da-da-da, but there was no name under the report that they got. That's what I was getting. And I kept asking, why is it a warrant? I was never issued a citation, nothing. They can't nobody, and it was in Williamson County. Even if it went to my old house, I would have got it because everything got transferred to this house. Didn't get shit. So how did it get to a warrant? And I still have not got the answer to that, right? I'm gonna give a person a benefit of the doubt because they're a parent. That's the only reason why. Not because I don't fuck with that bitch, but this is crazy. Counterfile. Yeah, Chrissy. For real. So we're gonna get to that. So I'm talking to the man and he's like, I'm gonna look and see. So I don't even think he was supposed to tell me because he came back and he said, this was like around 1 o'clock in the morning. He said, do you know Olivia Johnson? And I said, what? Even the women in the sales that I was in, because they were asking me what I was there for, they were flabbergasted. These are women that's been in, they've been in jail before. I've never been in jail. Never. So, they was like, what? We all flabbergasted at this point. Like, what? And you don't understand. I had time to sit and think about how I was going to approach this. I had a lot of time to think. Like, if I'm going to say this bitch's name.
Document everything. Keep a record of all interactions, including emails, texts, voicemails, and social media posts. If they make false accusations, harass, or threaten you, take screenshots and store evidence securely. Avoid engagement. Do not respond emotionally. Avoid arguing, as this can escalate the situation. Set clear boundaries and communicate only when necessary, preferably in writing. Seek legal protection. If the person is harassing, stalking, or threatening you, consider filing a restraining order. If they defame you, spread lies that damage your reputation, you may have grounds for a defamation lawsuit. If they attempt to harm you financially, legally, or professionally, consult an attorney to explore legal remedies. Report to authorities. If the behavior involves threats, harassment, stalking, or cyberbullying, report it to the police. Although this is occurring on social media, report the user to the platform. Protect your assets and privacy. Strengthen your online security by adjusting privacy settings and blocking the individual. If necessary, consult an attorney about legal protections against financial or reputational harm. Stay professional and maintain integrity. No matter how much they provoke you, stay professional. Retaliation can backfire legally. Let your actions reflect integrity, as courts and authorities will take your conduct into account.